Okay. It's doing well. Wait for this to catch up with itself. I think we'll be doing okay. Okay. Try turning my music off. Settings. Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's see where we left off last time. Was apparently with a drowning cyclops. That's just a glitch. So wow. Okay, the game's rather noisy for me, so I'm going to turn the volume down because I don't need my brains dribbling out my ears more than they already are. Okay. So what did we have left to investigate? Let's have a look here. Cave networks, yep. Theories, okay, so supply damage stranded near a cave system and things under attack. Second officer keen. Let's actually go hang out with the second officer keen.
Engine powering up.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. You have a uranium cave down there. We're fine on that sort of stuff. So let's see what's down a little bit down here. And I'm going to adjust the volume again, because that is really loud. Okay, that's better. I know I don't usually stream at this time of night, but I'm trying out Fridays to see how they go for the other stuff today. Because I won't be necessarily able to stream on a regular schedule otherwise. Well, that made me jump. I mean, quite literally, I jumped a little bit in my chair here with that. What do we got there? That's lead, probably. Okay. You know what? I don't want to go... Ah, there we go. Yeah, we've got a kelp forest over here, so... That, if we're lucky, will open up into a cave system underneath, which... Oh. No, not that one. That one won't. We had already investigated that and found it lacking. Oh.
Warning, entering ecological dead zone. Adding report to databank.
Crater Edge? I don't think I've seen that one. Crater Edge. Ah. Okay. So yes, we sort of have seen that one. Okay. We're doing fine. Running a bit low on power, but... Well, you know. Oh yes, that's the critter alert system thing. I actually do want to go down, but I guess we'll see. See what we got over here. Okay, more of the blood kelp zone. Wreck piece. Okay, so nothing spectacular here we have to worry about. The thing about the Cyclops is you can take a lot of stuff with you and you can get down really low. The problem with the Cyclops is it's not fast. Why did I put a beacon there? I'm confused by why I did that. I don't know what that one's supposed to represent. It might be a wreck. Yeah. Have to go check the ship out in a sec. And by the way, Second Officer Kane, previously Commander Kane. Okay, if you guys don't get the reference, then, well, hey, what are you gonna do? Ah. Bring her down a little bit, but not very much.
Ahead slow.
So let me quickly... Oh, hey, Eva, how you doing? Let's see. Okay, so that one message is from that. That message is probably that. That is going to be that. Okay. So my Discord is not doing anything all that relevant.
The head standard.
Busy making emotes for fun. Wow, good. Glad you're finding something interesting to do. We're just crashing into the ship. There's nothing around out here. I guess we'll see what happens when we go a little bit lower. I've been pretty decent. I found all the cabling and all that for the Xbox One and the Nintendo Wii U. So I have two functional setups there now for those. Oh, I know what this is. This is the wreck chunk. Okay. So I actually don't care about this particular location. Actually, I want the cameras so that I can see. Still looking for... I have all the cables necessary to plug one of my Wii's in, which I have 2 that I've found. The problem I have is the cables I have are component, and I don't have a component capture. My capture card is HDMI, so I need to get adapters for that. Whoa. Can we turn the lights on? There we go. That was close. I like how they've mapped that to the button now. Wait, what did... Hello? It was here, right? Oh, below me. Okay. Oh, I know where it is. Okay. I shouldn't do that. So what I'm looking for here is going to be an entrance to a cave system. Now I know I can take the Cyclops into it. Yeah, it's actually, I found it a fun game. Normally, it's actually pretty chill, but it can get very not chill very quickly, in some areas, so... Let's turn that camera on again. Is this the entrance I'm looking for? Yes. Okay. This is a bit of a pain to take this guy through, but if I do it right, I can have the Cyclops down in the cave system down here, which will make things a little easier. But apparently, it's not possible anymore. Okay, let's just raise that up a bit. Yes. Okay, so we're going to bring the Cyclops up over here. And then I'm going to check her out and make sure that there's no hull breaches and that to go with. And we'll take the prawn suit out for a bit of a spin. So yeah, I've been playing this guy on stream. It's a bit of a different game from my... It's not really that much different from my usual, but it is in some ways, because there's a very distinct story progression. Hey Panda, how you doing? Okay. Oh, let me turn the lights off, because, doing good? Great. Good to hear it. Let me check. We don't have any hull damage, because I've been hearing a bit of creaking and groaning and thumping and stuff, but... Yep, no, she's looking fine. Little high up though, so I think I'll lower her before
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems
taking the thing out. I have to make Crusade do work a ton of that. Yeah, I noticed Crusade was streaming. I have been looking most of the evening. Please, please do. I have the redeems there for a reason. I actually enjoy the... I very much enjoy, as a viewer,
engine powering down.
watching, having those sorts of redeems trigger on streamers' channels, so... Alright. Here we have the prawn suit. Basically think giant underwater mecha suit, for those of you who haven't seen it before. Now we need to go down into this crevice, but I want to do it in a controlled manner. Okay. Alright. Power cell charger fragment. More power cell charger. It's on the other side of a wall there. Creature eggs. Lithium. Ruby. I think we're doing okay with all this stuff here, so... Yeah, no worries. No worries. Definitely appreciate the lurkers around here. I keep trying to think of what I might stream on some of my streams, but wait, no, that's a beacon. 160 that way, wait. Where on earth? Okay, 363 meters, doing good. Mushrooms in that. Blood kelp. Okay, we're doing fine. Oh, uranium. Okay. Probably sulfur. Go away, you silly thing. That's fine. I am not something you can couple with. Uranite, uranite. More blood kelp. What do we got here? Shale, I think. Yep. Lithium. Gold. Boring. Alright, I guess we'll find out what's down here. 500 meters. So far, we're doing okay. Need to be careful about how far down we go.
Local scans show a nearby opening, leading to a biome with extensive fossilized remains.
Oh. Yes. Yes, this is the entrance that I'm looking for. Okay, so let's find our way back up to the ship. Oh, there's a portion of the ship here. Oh yes, this stuff. Weird inversion layers. Oh god, I hate those guys. Lead. We're at 14C, so it's not that hot down here. Still at 625. Huh. Mr. Krebs is up there. Okay. That's why I held this upside. No scary, creepy cat things. Well. Okay. I'm not sure if you've seen enough of the videos to see what's down here, but sure, let's go with no scary... I mean, giant crab headed things over there, but those things are annoying. Where is... I don't think these get warmer. No, they don't. They're only 20C. And if I'm going to put a base down here, I either want thermal vents or somewhere where I have access to a lot of... Ah, thermal vent. There we go. Oh, yes. Yes. The creepy cat thing's unsatisfactory. Okay, so what we have here are thermal vents. If I come over next to them, the temperature spikes up quite a bit. So this is actually a good place to generate power. So I want to try to set up a base here. Lithium, which is going to come in really handy for the base down here. $720, $745. Is that titanium? It is. Okay, good. Alright, so let's try and set up a base down here.
Indicate this biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains.
So the idea here at the moment is to try and get as much of the basic supplies as I need. And titanium is the most basic of all the basic items. Okay. So I'm going to get out of the suit and I'm going to set up a base thing here. Okay, I haven't scanned the ghost weed. Yes. That's fine, that's fine. Okay. So, let's bring this up to there. Let me quickly pause for a sec because the lights in my room did the weird thing that happens with, is it 11 o'clock in my place? Set night light to off. There we go. Which also means the game colors should correct themselves quite a bit. Okay. Good. I'm going to throw a hatch. Yeah, I'll put the hatch on the back side of this. That'll need quartz. What the hell? That thing's making a lot of noise right next to my head. Okay. The reinforcement here. Now do I have... Okay, I don't have enough yet for that. Okay. So, before I go any further, jump back in the prawn, refill O2. I'm going to leave it because it has a marker when I'm far enough away from it. I'm going to try and get up to Mr. Krabs by using the thing that I have here. Because if I can bring him down through this... No, leave me alone, 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 leave me alone. Okay, we actually have a reasonable channel here to come down. There. There's the tunnel entrance. Okay. So. I want to slap a beacon down, but I can't. Because I don't have one on me. Oh, what do we got here? More titanium, nice. Thermal fragment will become more titanium. A lamp. Okay, let's get over to... here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay.
Systems online.
And I should have that radio. Well, I mean, what they said. Okay.
Engine
Turn the engine on.
up.
Turn the ship. I am going to explore this wreck before I go down in there because I didn't see the wreck earlier, so... actually, let's turn the engines off.
Powering down.
Save on power. That one's fine. Do I have any... I don't have any quartz. So that's something I can really hope I can find. Radio set. Nothing special specifically around here. Yeah, I've enjoyed this game since I first played it, which was an early access for it. It's a fun little game. Most of the time, it's actually pretty reasonably chill. It can get very, 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 not chill. But yeah. Oh, there's the light stick, right? Okay.
New blueprint acquired.
You already have that? Yes, I do. Power cell fragments, light stick fragments, modification station fragments. Lots of titanium I'm picking up here at the moment. Nothing more there, nothing more there. This door here is locked. Let's drink that. Really, I think the question is, what is it you're looking for? The story on this game I find to be quite interesting.
Engine powering up.
Now, I have also got a lot of experience with the game as well, so for me, there's a lot of things that I sit there and go, oh, that thing, so therefore I need to go here, and then I need to do this, and all that sort of stuff. So... driving this darn thing, it's a submarine. She's a ship. She's not a boat. She should be a boat, but no, she's basically, yeah, a giant thing. I thought that would be a good entrance, but it looks a little small. Let's quickly zoom around and see if we can find... What the hell? I still find things that I've never seen before in this. As I said, I've been playing this since before they released it. Oh, that's a sea anemone thing. Nice. Oh, I can grab that beacon while I'm here. Inventory full? Okay. Now I don't have a full inventory there. Maybe try back there, behind the ship again. Oh no, we came back. Oh. I don't know. I'll spin her around and I'll have a look. So let's turn the interior lights out so it's easier to see outside. So, is this a valid way down, or are we dealing with... It might be. Let's give it a try. No. Cyclops is just a little too big to fit through that. What about here then? Because looks like a giant cutout in the thing, and I think I see kelp down there. Actually, if I'm gonna do this, I want this thing. I'm gonna be in this mode. The reason why is I actually can get notified if I'm getting too close to things when I'm in this mode. I can't in the other one. Where is the... there, okay. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, that is just a warning about closeness of things. Okay. Can I go up and over? Nope. Yeah. Well, thank you, Eva. I've mentioned before that I appreciate it, but it's not necessary. Crash, crash, crunch, crash, crunch. If you want to and can afford it and it doesn't get in the way of other things, then feel free. I won't stop you. I'm hoping after this upcoming week that I will be able to that I will be able to do one of the other things I was planning on doing, which is send somebody I know a laptop.
Warning. Creature attacked.
Yes, I know. I know I don't have to, but if I've got one extra laying around that hasn't, that does not currently have a home, I may as well find it a home. Huh. We're almost there, I think. No, that's a wall. Where is it? Over there. There's the bridge. And I have a little extra thing to add to that. It's sitting right next to me, waiting for me to have something to ship it in. Oh, good. Yeah, I'll worry about that in a sec. So what I'm rushing out to go get, right here, as I was coming over, I saw quartz, which is what we need for finishing the base entryway off. So,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I wanted to make sure I had that available. Yes, yes, I know. You're very close to a lot of things, exactly. But I'm nowhere near crush depth, which is the only thing I really care about, because if I'm careful, none of it will be... It will? Crunch. Didn't think I was that close to anything. Was I? It doesn't look like I was that close to anything. Just something wanting to be, a cricky pants, I suspect. Scrape the paint off the front of the Cyclops. Okay. Okay, so turn the ends off. Bring that out. Turn the outside lights off for the moment. Do a quick walkthrough, given the fact that I crunched the thing into a bunch of other things. Make sure I don't have any leaks on the ship. Interior looks fine. Okay. Turn the interior lighting off. Okay. So. Check the exterior. Got a bunch of tiny little fish that want to try to swim through the Cyclops. Okay. So we can effectively ignore them then. Okay. That's fine. Okay. So there we go. That's online. Now we need power online. So we need magnetite. Where can I find some magnetite? Oh. That stuff does damage now. Nice. Rubies. What do we got here? Nickel ore. Yes. That right there was worth coming down here for. Gold. Boring. Silver, silver, silver. There's the lead. Nickel. Okay. Silver. Brine lilies. Yes, Panda, you are clearly the first one here. How many people go looking for that button? It's one of the first things I look for on people's channels. Diamonds, not all that interesting. Lithium, let me grab a little bit of that. Neoids, yep. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this, I'm going to grab that, I'm going to tell this that I actually want to... Oh, right. That's what I want to do, really. Is we take the foundation, and we set the foundation out in the middle of it. Keep an eye out for more lead. I want a little bit more lithium. Oh. I'm going to want to not die, so let's get on board the Cyclops where I have a bunch of spare supplies. Okay, creature egg, yes. Nope. Copper, gold, put that gold there, because it's not really that interesting. There's some lead. Apparently I forgot to throw some magnetite in here. Well, that's annoying. So yeah, if I set this up like this, now I can actually grab these guys and I can install actually 4 of them. So, and these should generate most of the power that I'm going to need down here. I will add a nuclear plant down here because it's not that much of an option difficulty to do so. Was that unexpected in some way? It did say that you would throw more things at me. I have ones for different amounts of channel points. If people want to use them all, they're quite welcome to. Okay, so there's the quartz that I'm going to need. Titanium. Lead. Well, you should try harder next time. Never know what happens when you, hit her hard enough. That sounds hard, just so we're clear. Can grab that. That's more nickel. I did say it sounds hard. Where? Gold. Lithium. Stuff that hurts because I don't have, thermal armor. Okay. Okay, let's go here. Let's put that creature egg in there. And then I'm going to grab out the blood. Oh, right. Hmm. Oh. Do I have lead? I have the one lead. Do I have 2 lead? I do not currently have 2 lead. Yes, I have 2 lead. Okay. Yes, yes we are. We are very silly. Yeah, actually that's right at the level I sort of wanted at. Nice. Okay, no. Okay, so let's leave it there. Put the foundation on it, good. And then we'll take the exterior modules, and we need 4 exterior grow beds. So we have 1 there. We have another one here. I don't have any more titanium, so it won't let me do that. This one. And then we take that, and I'm going to grab this guy, and we're going to put a grapevine scene in that one, and we're going to put the blood oil in that one, and we'll deal with the rest of them in a sec. Okay. Yes, because the blood oil will let us get, thing. Trying to think, how can I make this? I know how to do that. Okay.
All systems online.
Turn the interior ship lighting on. There we go. Wait, what? Weird. Okay. I just want it to be weird. Okay. Okay, so let's set this up. Grab a fabricator module and we'll put it here. Titanium, gold, and a table coral sample. Okay. So, gold, titanium, some marble melon seed. Let's grab 3 more gold, table coral sample. There we go. Alright. So the reason I'm putting this together is I may need it to make the materials to allow me to make the other thing. Oh, there's a light stick. Yes. Okay. Okay. Wiring kit. Don't need glass yet because I'll need lubricant there. Okay. We are very silly, yes. Frequently silly, in fact. Put the grow bed in. That grow bed in. Hey, Panda. See you joining in on the fun, too.
Tracy has a nice echo.
Wow, that was louder than I was anticipating hearing. What's the wait what for? No, somebody else did. Panda is in the chat too. Not saying anything. But sticks their head in every so often and throws something at me. Ooh, ooh. Get scared, people look. Actually, you know, that reminds me. I need to check in and see quickly. Right, I need... Okay, so we're gonna drop a bunch of those in. Yeah, that'll do. I'm annoyed I have no power in the base at the moment, so...
Emergency power.
See power only. Oxygen production is offline. Go, 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 go. Okay. I can't set up any power at the moment, because the bioreactor... Yeah, I can do that once these grow up, so... I guess the question then... Oh, health is full. She's good. I can make wiring kits. There. I have made the wiring kit. Here. Uranite crystals ×3. Yeah, I can make a power rod for the reactor, but I don't actually have the ability to make a reactor yet. I hate that I'm sitting here effectively just waiting for plants to grow. What else do I need to do down here? Base pieces, moon pool. Yes. We're gonna position that there. And that will need titanium ingots. That's just weird. Silver ore. Nickel ore. Nice. There's plenty of nickel down here, so this is... There's enough nickel here for a Nickelback concert. Yes, my humor is bad. And your point is? Bonds. Titanium. Sandstone. There is the creature skull. Ghost Leviathan Juvenile. How loud and noisy. Oh, 10% power left on this thing.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright. So. Okay. That was unexpected. What the heck is that? Okay, crystalline sulfur. I think that's... Yeah, lithium, okay. I bet there's no magnetite in here. Lithium, gold, boring. Titanium. Okay, well, yeah. Here's the first aid kit. Cause yeah. I effectively have the nickel that I need to do some of the upgrades. What I need is a couple of other things as well. Trying very hard not to have to put a it's a base type that I've made in this game where you have something all the way down in the depth and then you slowly build up to the surface. It's doable, but it's a pain and it's just too much extra work as far as I'm concerned. It's looking for magnetite. Because with that, I can get the proper power generation online, and not have to worry about the using the fuel-based ones. I mean, the bioreactor is self-replenishing to some extent, but still, it is a reactor that does use resources. Whereas the thermoreactor is just slowly works away and grants you power all the time. But I'm not really seeing anything that could be magnetite. I mean, shale can sometimes give you magnetite, if I remember correctly. More titanium. Lithium stack. Silver ore. Where is the... Oh, there's the Cyclops. Okay. Ah, there. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Magnetite, magnetite, magnetite. Come on, magnetite. Uranite, lithium, nickel, uranite. So those guys allowed? Okay. Who cares? That's equipment that's intended to drill through rock. Does a pretty good job on monster flesh too. Silver and quartz and dual uses, exactly. Sandstone. Oh, this is the entrance I wanted with the... This is how I wanted to bring the thing in. So that's a ghost array. They're actually peaceful as long as I don't bother them too much. So... effectively ignore it. Oh. Here we go, titanium. What do we got here? More nickelback. Nickel ore. Ghost ray field. Okay. Oh. Another skeleton. And some of that alien ship stuff. Wait. Lots more of that alien ship stuff. Okay, alien sensor. Prominence, advancing of these suggested some kind of probe or sensor. The thing... Okay. So we need to follow the cables back. Check the skeleton out. Million-year-old, blah blah blah. The oceans would have had to have been very different to support something that big.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So they go over there. So let's have a look at what's up there. Need to go a little bit above because the water jets on this aren't all that great. Nickel ore. Random pieces. But I want to go through. Okay. Will need me to find a key. Want to come back here and try that again? Or are you just going to be a giant dick about it and piss off? I think he's just going to be a giant dick about it. So that's pretty much all those things are, giant dicks. What do we got here in the storage? Okay, let's throw some of this stuff in that I don't actually need right now. I don't have the... Oh, it's a yellow tablet. I don't have a yellow tablet at all. I've never even seen a yellow tablet. I know about purple tablets, but I don't know about yellow tablets. Okay.
Seek fluid intake.
Yes, yes. I'll do that in a sec. Alright, I think we're going to have to head back to the surface, to be honest. And... Nah, his caribous weren't big enough. Okay, I don't even know what that is. I will have to go look that one up. Fuzzy, cute monster off a TV series. Okay. Fair enough. There. I found my waypoint marker. And that's more nickel.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Oh. Me. Okay. Now that I have that in place, I can take this over here. I am not a snack. Do I look like a snack? I am not a snack. Hey, Citrus. Things are going okay? Ah, yes. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense, Eva. What's nearly 1.5 hours? I have a lot of viewers who just want to spend the time and chill and not really, you know, be too bothered by what's going on, so... Okay.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Yeah, they probably don't want to read either, I agree. Yes, I should have space, so there we go. Dunk, dunk,
Vital
dunk.
signs stabilizing.
There we go. Okay, let's plant these marble melon seeds. Wait, planted, planted, planted. Okay, I have an extra. Okay, lubricant, there we go. Let's see, this one here needs to go into that slot. And what do we need here for this? Interior pieces, so I need 3 titanium. Okay. Now, while I'm at it, what do I need here for this? Nothing special. Yeah, I need the kyanite if I want to add the power cell regeneration, which I will want to, but that's going to be a different thing altogether. There we go. No. You're going to grab the blood oil. It's there. And then you're going to plant 3 more of them. Okay.
Warning, emergency power only.
Power only.
Oxygen production offline.
Offline. Okay. I forgot to grab the titanium that I was going to grab. Nope, not this one. There we go. Good. While I'm at it, let's finish that off. Better don't fit in your pocket. What doesn't fit in my pocket? Basic plant pot. We'll put one there. And then we'll put one there. And we will have to do that after I've done the rest of it. The minerals you were going back to get. Oh, I mean, they do, technically. The thing is, though, I want quite a few of them. So... So we're going to take that. There we go. And if I do this... It's a purple tablet. I don't have needs for a purple tablet at the moment. Let's grab the jelly shroom. Jelly shroom, sure. Yeah. Apparently wording is something that I've decided against today. There we go. Going to plant the membrane tree seed and then the jelly shroom seed. Just pick up the gel set. Oh, I can grow ghostweed? I have to try that. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can shove those things in there, so... Alright.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Nice. Yep, okay. And then we're going to grab this. We're going to add a fabricator. There we go. And now with the fabricator and that, I now have everything on here that I need. Do the aerogel. Okay, so what have we got here? So I do want the battery cell charger. I'm going to want the power cell charger, but I don't think I can actually fit that there. Can I fit it here? Yes, I can. Get the boat nipples there. What else do we need here? Add the radio in. Sweet. So let's add that down here. Wow, that really chewed through that stuff. Aerogel. Let's grab another one of those. May as well make copper wire. Okay. Do I have nickel? Okay. So the one last thing to make here would be the scanner room. So let's add a compartment here. And then start the scanner room on that. Okay. Oh. Step back. Nothing special there that I want. There that I'm going to want. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, so copper and nickel there. Actually, let's dump the nickel into that. And let's dump the ion cubes in there and the uranite in there. Not gonna need those for a tiny bit. Okay. Come on. Give me the seed. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. Wiring kit, wiring kit, wiring kit. Right. It's outside on the side. Okay. Now, table coral sample. That's actually interesting. I thought I saw something that I can use for that up here. Because I think these guys count as table coral. Yes, they do. Sweet! Sweet home Alabama, where my skies are so blue. Okay. So, we can't really use the scanner room very much. But what it can tell us without having to actually use it is what's around us normally. So there are actually shale chunks around. So that could mean okay. That could mean the ability to find if we can find shale, then that could potentially give us somewhere we can get magnetite from. So sandstone, 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 sandstone. Signal's degrading, so I can't go too much farther. Okay, so probably not in that direction then. The really nice thing is, these guys act as beacon points, so I don't need to install beacons for this base now. Which means I can pick up the beacon that I dropped there, or leave it there if I want to. If I can make one more beacon, I'll actually take the Cyclops out through that entryway, which will let me basically shuttle back to the main base and pick up supplies that I need for down here. So, which will just make things easier. Still not seeing any shale this direction. Now, limestone, limestone. Yeah, aside from wanting the magnetite, this is actually a really nice base location. As soon as I get the magnetite, this base will be actually a really good staging point for the next set of exploration. That's also something I really like about this game compared to some other survival games. Exploration is a key facet in this game. You need to explore to progress. Okay. Yeah. was at 257. I bet this is inactive again. Yeah. Still growing. Yeah. What's copper wire? Table coral. Yeah. Okay. Grab one more of these. That'll fill us out with a full 6 of those. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I have extras, so I know what I'm going to do with these. Okay.
Welcome aboard,
So-
Captain.
I think I saw some titanium around. Don't have any copper on me, but there may be a little bit of copper around. I'm gonna have a quick glance to see what I can find, because if I can get the supplies to make another beacon, this will actually have been well worth coming down here. And if I can't, I'll have to position this guy at the top of the cave. Which I don't like doing, but it might be necessary. Limestone. Oh, copper. Okay. Actually, speaking about that, what's in the storage in the back here? Copper, but no titanium. I need one more I need one titanium, so. Oh, look, titanium. Storage has no room? What? Oh. There. Titanium. No more there. Okay. Don't see any more pieces there. Look around the floor, don't see any there. Check down here. Nope. Revalidate. Nope, nothing left up there. Okay. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna need to go grab some magnetite. Which I know just the mountain to go grab it from. But there wasn't much point in going there while I couldn't find my way back here. And so that's why I've been making sure that I go and do these bits here and that bit there
Welcome
and
aboard, Captain.
all these sorts of things. That's crap. I can make glass, but I don't want to. I can make that, but I don't want to. Right, let's make a beacon. There. In fact, if I can make a second beacon, which I cannot because I don't have a second amount of copper. So I need 7 titanium to do that. Okay. Do I have... I should have enough here to make a lock, yes. Okay. That way I won't have to cut everything back and forth with me. Take the nickel with me. Table coral. Actually, let's take the aerogel. And the rubies.
Seek fluid intake.
I will at some point. How's that going? Still plenty of that, and we're at 500 power, so good, we actually caught up. Power there. There's that. Drop this in here, and then we'll have... highly unlikely the base will run out while I'm away. Shouldn't use any while I'm away, in fact. Should be able to get the prawn suit in there. Let's grab all that titanium. And one of these guys. Because I want to put the moon pool together down here as well. And that's the wrong thing to put together. I'll use it later. Okay. I meant to put together lubricant with that thing, but hey. Alright. So, into the prawn suit. Down here. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Okay.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Oh, I love the emote. That just get approved? That one's rather neat. Okay, so let's turn the interior lights off.
Engine
Turn the
powering
engines
up.
on. And let's do something I haven't done.
Rig for silent running. Ahead slow.
Because what I want to try and do is get through here without attracting too many of the bad guys there that want to eat my face. Why is there something behind me like that? attracted anything's attention. Yeah, I did notice it was a scythe.
The head is banded.
So, what's that? What's that? It looks like a kitty. But that just could be because that's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. Okay. Which direction do I want to get her from here? What's that thing? Oh, that's those things. Okay. So I think if I turn right and go up here, this leads to a way out. Maybe? No, that does not lead to a way out. That is not, in fact. Actually,
Engine powering.
let's turn the engines off. Let's go have a look at what we've got out there. Let me save for a sec. Alright, so what we should have here is this should be another alien artifact point. Ah, there we go. Yes, this is coming at the alien artifact things from the other direction, so... Yeah, I don't think we need to go through that. Unless they've changed things about the way the layout is, so... It isn't? Okay. So what is it then?
Engine powering up.
So let's have a look. This is the conning tower. So let's just bring it down a little bit, back, sweep her back this way. This is from the screw of the ship. This is the keel. Okay, so let's try this direction then. Shadagami from a TV series. Okay. What the frig? This is this gets large. That's infected. And this is the area I intended to originally come out through.
Rig for Cylon running. Ahead slow.
Okay. I don't know about you, but the ship feels like it's on a bit of a lean here. Okay. Doesn't appear to be anything causing a lean, so... Well, guess it's just a little bit weird that way. There we go.
Engine powering up.
Okay. Where on earth? Oh, there's a base there. I think I'm going to investigate that before I go any further. Because there shouldn't have been any human settlements on this place.
Engine powering down.
But we do seem to be leaning more. This is really not what I wanted. Oh, hello, Lamara. How are you doing? I'm hoping you are feeling better. Well, that's good. And in terms of me, I felt the need for some late night swimming on a Friday.
Integrating new PDA data.
Yeah, you stay up there for a bit. And don't notice me down here. No, I said don't notice me. Carry-all. Not interesting. Coffee machine, not interesting. Another carry-all. PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
Is that all in that section? Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a entryway up here. Oh, there's the alien containment device.
New
Thank goodness. Okay. Another PDA.
Integrating new PDA data. Integrating new PDA data. New blueprint acquired.
I'll have to look at what that achievement was that just popped while I was in the middle of doing this. No, not the upgrades. Get in the prawn. Come on. Oh!
All systems online.
Yes. I can't repair it while it's in there. Okay. Hey, dude. Guess what's gonna happen if you stay in front of me?
Engine powering up. Rig for Sila running.
Alright. Now, let's see if we can figure out how to get out of here. Is that a exit up there? I hope so. Looks like it. Okay, let's pull up the various cameras here. It's the screw camera, here's the conning tower. Okay. Let's see how well we can do this. I'm expecting to scrape the ship like that. I'm also not expecting the ship to be doing this. Okay. Switch to the keel camera. Find somewhere reasonable to lower down again. Because I want to drop the prawn off here. Or do I? Let me quickly look to see if I can find a little bit more copper. Because that, I think, is going to be... Okay, if I'm docking out for something like that, then let's turn the engines off.
Powering down.
Hey, bad guys. I love how it just has a foghorn on it. Okay. Want some more of that lead. Not gonna want any of that. Yeah, should be able to squeeze back in there, but if I can find something better, I will. $363. That's a slightly better angle one. Limestone, there's titanium, so if I can get copper... What's that? A smudge. Okay. think there is actually a better location to try to bring the Cyclops down through. Oh, those things. Cool. Cool. Rubies. Quartz. Just looking for one copper. There we go. Right. 4. It's gonna run out of power very shortly. Orange tablet. Eon cube and nickel. Okay. There is a beacon, which I need to go and place one down. So let's try and figure out a better location to come through. That one looks like it's probably going to be larger than how I got through before, so let's try the beacon here. No, I don't actually have a spare battery on me. Ooh! Now, here is where we want to go down. With the Cyclops. So... and in. We're gonna rename this one to Deep Cave Entrance. There we go. I don't know, hull damage apparently. Weird.
Powering up.
Ooh, 6% power? Eek.
The head standard.
I was wondering why it was getting dark outside. It's because it's getting night. Ah, okay. Oh, I was gonna run Stream Raiders. Forgot to. Seems sort of silly to try and run it for just one. Potentially just one. I'm not gonna run. I think I'm going to call it about 1 AM. So speaking of calling it, let me check in on one thing very quickly. That's still going. That is... Wow, okay, so that one I got rated into from somewhere else where I got rated into from somewhere else. Okay. Okay. Ah. Keeping an eye on all the things because the VTuber thingy is important to keep an eye on. Whoa! I know you guys are bigger than me, but who are the little guys who keep running into me? That. Almost back at the base. Okay. So we're going to go a little bit past the base here. Because I want to try and make it easy for the prawn suit to enter and leave. Okay. So right now I don't actually... Oh, well, I will want to heal the prawn suit. I mean, repair it. Same pocket, different shit. Okay, so let's swap the charged power cell in. Let's grab that one. Grab that one. I should have 3 power cells on me that are empty. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yep, this direction. Here we go. And here is the actual base. Speaking of which, I was on the wrong screen.
Seek fluid intake.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. What do we got here? We got the drill arm. So, prawn modules. Plasteel will let us do the diving improvement. Which is, I think, the only thing I need from that one. Okay. Yes, we're fine there. Good. Okay, what do we have in here? Packaging. Yay! Trying to think my way through what else will be useful. Grab that titanium. Grab that extra silver ore. Yep. Those are going to be basically irrelevant. Oh yeah, it's Eva. They give you wonderful motivational posters to go in with as well. Is the Keep Calm Kitty. And here is the motivational poster about the prawn suit. The pressure reactive waterproof nano suit. Otherwise known as the prawn suit. Here is my bedroom. So they have my little toy and the ship model and one of the hats out. So, and there's one of the other games they do is the Aurora poster. So
Vital signs stabilizing.
That's right. I wanted to charge up those power cells. So, there we go. They're charging away now.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
So, we want the magnetite. I'm gonna keep the nickel on me. Jump in the prawn suit here. Let's get this suit repaired. Okay. Right. Actually, I want to bring this around here. Up there. I think if I position about here. There we go. Getting that thing to be a dock. Getting that thing to dock can be a pain at times. Looks like it was actually relatively easy this time. Okay. So. Transit modules. Yeah, can make different torpedoes. I really want that. It's going to take more. So, plasteel ingot. Okay. What is this saying? It's the orange tablet, the light thing, the stasis rifle I haven't gotten yet. And I haven't gotten any of the rest of this stuff. Okay. So, going to want the stalker tooth. Get not the. Actually, we'll grab the lead. Grab 2 of the lithium as well. We're going to need titanium, lots of it. How's the charging on those? Doing pretty well. Now, in terms of the upgrades here, plasteel and enamel glass, plasteel and rubies. Okay, the upgrade for that is kyanite. Okay. And kyanite is at the deep ocean. We're only really scratching the surface with that first one, so. Yeah. Nothing in that there. Nothing in that there, so they don't respawn those anymore. That's nice. Because that got rather silly. There's the metal. What are we getting here? Nothing. Okay. Oh, look, metal chunk. Oh, stop it. Better grab that while I can. Use that for making enameled glass. Don't make me turn around and stab you in the face. I like you guys. Oh, what do we got here? Vehicle bay fragment, otherwise known as titanium. Oh, and I have full inventory. Okay. Do 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 do. Yeah. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, that requires, yeah. That, and the steel ingot. And then Seamoth upgrade, the diving one is 2 magnetite and mammoth glass. So we can get glass things. Let's go grab a bunch of extra magnetite, because I'm going to want that anyway. And I may as well take the Seamoth out for a spin. Okay, these guys are fully charged. That's that one. There's the enameled glass. And then what I should have is all but the magnetite. Just quickly, we'll swap the stores on the batteries on the Cyclops. Sorry if it's dark in here. Actually, let me turn the lights on. There. Now you guys can just see me run around the ship. So we're gonna swap that one in. We're gonna run around here. We're gonna put in. I'm not gonna put one in then. I'm going to swap this one in here. And then I'm going to unload that power cell. Turn the interior lights off again. Okay. Right. Let's get rid of these guys. And I'll swap in these above the ocean. Above the surface, I should say. which will actually make it easier for things long term. So if I grab this guy, go here. Oh, there's the alien containment. And let's go to the solar panel here. We have the panel. And then take this guy here and plunk it there. They just charge faster during the day. Okay. Slot another one of those in there. And then we'll take the rest of this here, and we'll dump a bunch of these supplies out here to get them out of our inventory for the time being. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, ball 3, ball 4, ball. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then under the lights power is low. Okay. So yeah. I'll have a little bit of a snacky stack, and 1, 2, 3. Now we have sufficient things to go get some more magnetite. I'm going to do that in the sea moth.
All systems online.
Oh, good. So this has crush depth of 300 meters at the moment. Actually, it already has a... Right, I need the magnetite. So what we want to do is expand its crush depth so it can go further. And you know what? Here's the neat thing about these guys. Sometimes you can find things on here that you otherwise would have to go insanely long distances to find. So I'm going to scan this guy. And then we are going to check out to see if there's any supplies on here that we actually want to steal. What? Tiger plant, yes, yes. Something flickered. Oh, this thing. Because it can't shoot me because I'm not underwater. That's why. Okay, that's neat. The regress shell. Well, I had a barnacle thing on it, but, I don't know where the supplies went off it. Where did they go? Did they roll off the back or something? And of course it's nighttime at the moment, so... So we didn't wind up finding anything worthwhile on that one. That's fine. I'm interested in heading towards there anyway. Okay. So I think that's a lead cluster, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Is this enough? The nice thing about doing this more surface exploration in the Seamoth is it's actually upgraded it so that it has the solar panels on it. So it running out of power is rather difficult. So okay. What's that? Silver rock. Okay. I'll grab it. Alright. Let's see. I have just been reminded about what time it is. So, as such, here and a lot of what I'm going to be doing for the next little while in the game is basically hunting down magnetite, because I need quite a considerable chunk, so from that perspective, it's probably going to be fairly boring for you guys to just sit and watch me swim around looking for things and then going, oh, nope, that's not the right one. 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 So, let's see what we've got here. There was a alien thing. Yeah, you guys might not mind. And we'll see what I do next between now and next time, but I may wind up doing a bit of off-stream going and finding a bunch of magnetite instead of forcing you guys to sit through and watching me do it. Okay. Into the Seamoth, bring it in a little closer. To shore. And then...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
nothing in here. Okay. So, What I think I will do though, because it is after 1, is we'll save. And we'll have a very quick look around and see who else might be playing Subnautica, just in case there's other people who will try and find people who are playing that game who happen to be VTubers. So well, let's have a look and see how this person is here. So let me see. I will quickly. Okay. 10 seconds into it, he started talking about something politics related, and I don't agree with his politics, so I guess we ought to be looking at that guy's stream. So let me switch over here. So we're let's have a look and see what else we've got here. So, do we have any other VTubers? We have this guy here. We have this other weird person. They seem to be a fae. They're doing it. Okay. Yeah, you know, this person might be interesting. Let's and they seem to be talking to their chat and everything else. They are a affiliate, but you know, new VTubers and all that. Everybody, I was just about to wrap things up, actually. Thank you for the raid, but I was just trying to figure out who I was going to be raiding. So, no worries, no worries. Thank you everyone for coming by. I was actually just finishing up the stream. It's been trying to get things going a little early. I'm so tempted to hang out for a little bit. But no. No. Nope. As much as I want to talk myself into it, at this point, I don't really think I can. So, I was going to go raid another VTuber who happens to be playing Subnautica. So, and they looks like they just got started in the game as well, so. I think we will send them a little raid. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Apologies to those people who were just raiding me on the way in. Yeah, thank you. Usually I play a lot of indie games. Tonight I was playing Subnautica. I am playing again on Sunday, and on Sunday it will be, yeah, what am I planning on playing on Sunday? I had thought I found something again on Sunday. We may wind up be playing more Subnautica on Sunday, honestly, because I have forgotten what I was going to be playing on Sunday. But it'll either be a city builder of some variety, so I may play Timberborn actually, because we haven't played that for a while. And I will catch us all on the flip side.